Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am the stepson of Krypton,
And I am Mantis.
and today we are going to be watching, reacting, and then discussing the new Joker trailer. Now, full disclosure, before we get into it, I have not seen this. Somebody was selfish and went and watched it. We aren't going to mention who, Mantis.
Yeah,
But
I watched already.
we watched already.
Me.
However, we are still going to react to it because it will be first time for me, and then we will discuss after. So, without further ado, we're going to stop talking and we're going to get into the discussion. All right, guys. So today I'm going to watch the Joker trailer. I've been waiting for the last couple of days because I wanted to watch it here on the channel with you guys since we don't do reactions anymore. And it's one
Good
of those
reason.
that, for very good reason. If anybody makes content on YouTube, you understand what we're saying and why. But the other thing is too, we do this as a hobby. This isn't our full-time job, so we get one day a week to record. So we try to get the information out to you as soon as possible, guys. But sometimes we are a little late. I do apologize for that. However, without further ado, and I apologize, that's the second time I've said that already in this recording, so I might actually bleep that one out. Not going to say it anymore. All right, we're done with that. We're going to go ahead and watch that trailer. Mantis, you ready?
I'm ready.
And play.
Let's go, boys. It's showtime. Wakey, wakey.
Hey, Fleck, you got a joke for us today?
We use music to make us whole, to balance the fractures within ourselves.
I'm nobody. I haven't done anything with my life like you have.
Call back to the first one. I like that. Yep.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, little hand stuff during the performance. Little penis in the popcorn.
Yeah. He's got to be dreaming here, right? Like, this is all in his head.
I need you now.
Yeah.
Maybe not there.
Maybe not there.
It's the only thing that there's just too little love. Sweet love.
Tell us, what's changed, Arthur?
I'll tell you what's changed. I'm not alone anymore. That's what we should be talking about.
I want to see the real you.
You sure about that? I like that. All right. So,
Sorry about I like I choked myself at the ending. So
you getting all choked up here?
sorry about that.
Can you die a little more peacefully? We are trying to do a show here. All right.
I know. Sorry about that. Yeah, so what'd you think?
Interesting, but I think, and you kind of briefly said it during the trailer or during watching the trailer there, it's a little difficult to know because when you watch the first one, spoiler alert, but it's like what was going on with him and the neighbor and stuff, it seemed so real, and then you realize it was all in his head, so now you're like, dude, what's real and what's not? But the fact that she's kind of crazy too, you're like, probably some of it is. I'm sure some of the musical number there isn't, but
yeah, and it's this kind of takes a different angle, I think, on the Joker origin thing. Like I don't, I watch. Excuse me, I watch Nerdrotic, and one of his standing concepts of this is he didn't really like the first Joker. He didn't see a need for it to exist, and he was saying, the Joker doesn't need an origin story. It's better without it. I kind of understand what he's saying. However, I liked the first Joker movie. I thought it was great. Not just as a Joker origin movie. I thought it was just great as a movie in general. Like, the cinematography of it. We've already gone through this. I think maybe not. But that movie's, even if you don't even know anything about the Joker, even if you just approach it and don't know anything about superhero movies or anything, it's still a great movie. This one, like I was saying, kind of takes a little deterrence on the Harley Quinn character, because at least in here, it didn't really show her as a psychiatrist before she kind of fell for the Joker. Here, it almost looks like she's a patient at Arkham too, right?
See, that's what I thought, except that she was in looked like a choir or something, like they're doing some kind of singing thing or whatever. Maybe whatever, but yeah, it didn't look like she was somebody in charge or a doctor or
no
nurse practitioner nowadays. Yeah, all that. So that is definitely interesting, and I get Nerdrotic's point. I don't watch him as much as Mantis. I've maybe seen a couple of his things, and usually it's when he sends it in Discord and says, "Hey, watch this from Nerdrotic." But I get where he's saying of keeping the Joker mystery, and I think if you're going to do a Batman movie with Joker, I agree. But because this is its own thing and Batman's not tied into this, I say do it. You can have fun with it. Like, because technically this isn't the Joker that everybody knows and that deals with Batman anyways. This is technically the guy that kind of he's inspired by.
This is a take on the Joker, right? Like, this is a take on that character. And like I said, I like the first one. This is where it gets kind of weird for me, right? Like, this movie, it has Lady Gaga in it. So one of the one of the things about this particular movie, it's, I don't know if they're calling it a musical, but it has quote unquote 15 musical numbers. And this is from a Variety article.
You see what I'm saying? Variety is always in these articles. We talked about this last video. I don't know what it is with Variety.
Yeah,
but go on.
It says, the exact number of original songs in Joker, Folie, deux is unknown, but reports suggest it will lean heavily on covers. So it's not like there'll be 15 musical original songs in this. As you heard from the trailer, there's is that Burt Bacharach song "World Needs Love"? So
I only know that because of Austin Powers, by the way.
Me too. Yes, I agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Burt Bacharach.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
And so it's it's going to be, if there is going to be musical numbers, and it sounds like it's going to be cover songs, which is fine. And Lady Gaga, as much as weird as a person as she is, she's pretty talented, especially as a singer and a musician. She can play several instruments and sing. So if she put her musical talent and abilities into the creation and creativity of this movie, that's going to be interesting as well. I'm not a big a fan of her as an actress. I've seen her in the what is it? She was in American Horror Story. It was whatever, in that show. It is whatever. However, she could be really good in this character. So, it said there's a possibility of an original song or two. So maybe the overwhelming majority is going to be cover songs, but there may be a couple of original songs. It's just weird to have a superhero movie, let alone a Joker movie as a musical. It's just very weird.
Yeah, the last musical type of movie I watched was I was a kid. That was Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors, a story about
a old. I'm not kidding. You're talking an old '80s movie, and it was musical, and of course it had Rick Moranis, Steve Martin. It had some iconic actors in it, but that was it. And it kind of had what I kind of feel like is what Joker's going to have into it, where it's musical, but it's kind of edgy musical. So I don't know. That's going to be a weird thing for me because musicals aren't necessarily my thing. Lady Gaga, I think she sings well. I think she's a good artist. I don't particularly care for her music, but there's the thing of just because I don't like that style of music, or I won't say necessarily like, but I'm just not a fan of that style of music, doesn't mean I can't appreciate it for being good, right? Like if good isn't synonymous with I like the music. You can still appreciate like opera and classical music is good, doesn't mean I'm gonna be bumping it going down the road, but you can still appreciate it for being an impressive piece of work, a musical number. So
sure,
I don't know how that's gonna be and how that's gonna go as far as.
Well,
for me, I don't know that might be a make or break, because the thing is, if the musical numbers fit with the story and they work and they're done well, fine. Kind of like Little Shop of Horrors, they were great, they were funny sometimes. It was weird to see the snaps from there and then back to reality, which is kind of like what we got in the trailer.
I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, to quite frankly, I think that's what they're going to do, because I can't see the normal characters doing like his in reality character singing and dancing and this stuff, right? Like I think it's going to be in his imagination.
This is imagination land.
Or both of their imagination, because this is what's actually funny, that title of the movie, Joker, Folie, deux, I guess kind of translates into or refers to a shared delusional disorder, right? So two people having a delusion type of thing. So it kind of leans into that like really pretty hard. So like these musical numbers is going to be them just like fucking being trippy, like tripping on shrooms, crazy ass shit, right? Like, and they think they're on this stage singing, and they're not. They're on like the street going,
yeah, dude, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, they're probably in the musical number, like in their heads, they're doing this amazing thing and they're spinning each other around, and then it snaps to reality. They're just like, they're just Family Guy style. Like that's exactly what I was thinking is probably going to happen, or at least something close to that, right? Like they'll get snapped back into reality. So
yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, great actor. It will be cool to see if he can elevate Lady Gaga in this movie, because again, like I said, I seen her in that show, The American Horror Story. It was okay. Like, she's not crazy good, not bad, but didn't stand out to me. But it will be interesting to see if he can elevate her in this movie, because he has a tendency to do that. He's a very good character actor, a very good actor. And it seems like his role in this movie is going to be kind of on the same. So who knows? Again, another aspect of this is their relationship too. It's a very widely known relationship in the comic books and in the movies, who Harley Quinn is and who the Joker is and the relationship. So it'll be, wonder what's going to happen and how they portray that.
Well, so the thing is, and you don't get a lot of it because the trailer, as most trailers, especially when it's like the first trailer, it does a lot of cutting, right?
Sure.
To see the chemistry between them, because that's going to make or break it, right? And I think, there's been discussions in a lot of like, in the original Aquaman movie with Amber Heard, we all remember the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial.
My dog stepped on a bee. And
then that came out that the producers, director, everybody said that they didn't have very good on-screen chemistry. And, it shows. And he said, there's only so much you can do in the editing process. And that's true. So to sell a relationship, especially that is so off, but then also intense that Harley Quinn and the Joker have,
here's the thing.
Good on-screen chemistry.
Both Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga are weird. Okay? They are weird people. So who knows? Maybe it's just like, oh yeah, we're weird in real life and we're weird when we're filming, so it kind of works.
It's like Deadpool. He's like, your crazy matches my crazy. He's like, we're like two jigsaw
Yeah.
puzzle pieces.
Exactly.
There's like weird sharp
Exactly.
edges, but they fit together, you know. And and if that works, I think it could be very good. And like you said, I think it could help because I've not seen Lady Gaga perform as far as on anything like movie or television series wise. So I can't say how she is as an actress. I think the only thing I've seen her in, and she only played a little brief role, is there is the three-way video with Justin Timberlake and Andy Samberg, where she she's the girl that they do the three-way thing on. So that's about it.
Hey, boys, I want you both. I hope that you think that's cool. Say word. I know most guys won't freak together. But she forgot about the golden rule.
That I've actually seen her in anything other than just really singing. So I don't know, like, you know, that might elevate it, but again, they're both playing these very unique and weird characters, and they both kind of have that, they, you know, kind of mirror that in their real lives. So it may just work and be completely, totally 100%.
I don't have, you know, here's the thing is like, sequels are very difficult to pull off. In the 80s, they seem to work great. But aside from the 80s, they don't seem to do too well. So who knows?
And that's the thing. And we see it's difficult now because a lot of what we see now are reboots and sequels 20 or 30 years later from like movies when, you know, we were younger, right? We're seeing sequels that I saw that they're talking about, like a Bridget Jones Diary sequel. And I'm like, well, okay, we're
Who
reaching
wants to watch
now,
that?
right? Like, God only knows, right? But, you know, stuff like that. So, like, but when you actually do a sequel, like, hey, this is a couple years later, you know, we're literally following up with the story from this. Yeah, it's not been good times lately, right? And I don't count like the last video we just did, like Iron Man, stuff like that. I'm not counting those because their trilogy is part of a bigger universe, whereas this is probably going to stay standalone. I don't know that. I know they're talking about Elseworlds, and this is kind of final thoughts here. I know they're talking about a lot of this going into the Elseworlds timeline that may or may not tie into James Gunn's DCU. But I don't know that this Joker is ever going to do that. It may just stay standalone.
This
I think
Joker,
it needs to.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm just trying to like picture Joaquin Phoenix in the same frame as the new like superheroes, like in the same frame as Superman, and I just can't see it. Like I can't see it. This universe feels too real. You know what I mean? Like it feels too vulnerable. It feels, you know what I mean? I don't know if you know.
Yeah, but I think that's the exact contrast to Superman, right? So when we talk about, and I'm sorry, guys, we're going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here. It's what we do here. Somehow I'm going to coin that, and this will be like
tangent alert.
This is the tangent verse, right? We're going off to the tangent verse to stick with what they're all doing here. Is that, you know, when we talk about Kingdom Come Superman, and basically almost follows, at least let me preface this. In the Arrowverse, the Kingdom Come Superman, played by Brandon Routh, followed almost an Injustice timeline. Almost. He still stayed good, but where the Joker had killed he gassed the entire building, which is similar to what happens in the Injustice, where he, you know, basically sets this bomb to go off, and Superman ends up killing Lois, because he makes Superman kind of believe that this was, I'm trying to think if it was Doomsday or who it was, but he makes Superman tripping out and thinking that this, so he kills Lois, and it sets this bomb off and basically destroys Metropolis, and found out Lois was pregnant, sends Superman over the edge, right? Superman, I think, is such an iconic character as far as for being a force of good, and that's kind of what, with you look at David Cornsweet's character, like you would imagine that's what he would be. That I feel like he needs this reality, he needs this real of something evil beyond, because Dark Side, Doomsday, these mythological, like, otherworldly creatures he could probably deal with, right? Because it's brute strength against brute strength, where this is truly a man that was broken by society that Superman doesn't believe, like he doesn't believe in. He believes humans should be better. So I feel like that realness is what would make him such a good contrasting villain in a Superman world, right? Because Superman is the beacon of hope, where Joker is basically kind of how a lot of people nowadays feel, is basically just that person broken into despair.
Yeah, I would disagree. I don't think this iteration of the Joker, like I said, I'm just trying to visualize it in my mind. Joaquin Phoenix being on the same screen as a Superman or Batman, and I just feel like they would beat the shit out of him and it would be the end of it. Like, his character doesn't seem very, I don't know, critically thinking. He doesn't seem like he thinks things through. He doesn't seem like he could run the type of organization that, like, Heath Ledger did in his portrayal of the Joker. It's not the same type that would fit in well in a bigger universe. That's just my opinion. I just can't see Joaquin Phoenix's character like being on the same screen as another superhero like that. But
no, that's why I said I wasn't disagreeing with you in the beginning. Like I said, I think Joaquin's Phoenix's Joker needs to stay separate. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he needs to merge into. Yeah. But I'm just saying that realness of the character would be, as far as like in contrast to Superman. But you're 100% right. Again, the Joker everybody's familiar with is the Joker who is crazy, but he is crazy in and maybe it'll change in this movie, I don't know, but he's crazy in that he would best Superman because Superman isn't thinking on his level, right? He best Batman and things like that, and this is the world's greatest detective and all this other stuff because he's he is playing chess and everybody else is playing Chinese checkers, but he's crazy, because of his views. So no, I mean, I get it. I agree with you. I want him to stay separate, but I just think that idea behind having somebody who is completely broken and, sees humanity in this completely contrasting light to how Superman does. I just think that you are right. Like, the way they've made Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is he's too broken to go up against a Batman or a Superman.
Yeah. It's like the happy medium was really Heath Ledger. Again, we're going on a tangent here. R.I.P. He really hit that medium of crazy, but you could see him in the same universe as Superman. You could see him in the same universe as Batman, and he fit in there pretty well. And it sucks that happened because I think he would have, man, who knows what would have happened with that. But
like I brought up the Injustice thing, right? That seems exactly like what Heath Ledger's Joker would do. Because he did it to Batman, right? He put the girl he loved and the hope of Gotham, in two separate locations. Told him the wrong way because he knew which one he was going to go do, right? So that would be an injustice right there, type of a Joker.
See, you're right. That doesn't seem like something that Joaquin Phoenix's character would do at this point, right? Like, not right now. That may change by the end of this movie. Who knows? But at this point, that doesn't seem like something that this character would do.
Yeah, it seems like he would kind of be laughing as like Superman punched him in the face, but he's kind of laughing, crying. So
yeah.
But let us know, guys. What do you think? Are you excited for the movie? Do you think he could do? Would you want to see him come into the DCU if they use the Elseworlds kind of scapegoat that I would say that they have right now, where they could blend it in? Or do you agree with us here that it should just stay separate? Do your thing, just keep it separate. I would say not even bring Batman into it, right? Just let it be its thing. It's own
Yeah, let us know in the
universe.
comments. Do you think Lady Gaga is going to make this movie good? Do you like the musical aspect of it? Do you think they made a wrong decision going there, or do you think this is going to be great? It's everyone's kind of putting it down. I mean, the first movie was put down quite a bit, but not for the same reasons. It was put down because they thought of all these incels were going to show up and fucking blow up and shoot things, right? Like completely different case of thinking the movie's a bad thing. Yeah, let us know what you think's what's gonna happen to this.
Yeah, I definitely think that that's an interesting, thing to think about, and the musical aspect of it. Is that something that you're going to be okay with? Like, are you excited for it? Do you think that's dumb? I've been interested to hear your guys' thoughts on it, because we definitely do appreciate everybody who obviously watches our videos and leaves comments. That I will say, while I and Mantis do appreciate every comment we get, and we try to respond to most of them, there are some on there I don't know what they mean, guys. I'm sorry. Like, if I don't respond, it's because like I'm not able to interpret, or at least in a way that I feel like I could respond accordingly, or Mantis can respond accordingly, because there's not enough there, right? So, and that's okay,
Fraggle
guys.
stick car. The fuck is that?
Fraggle stick car.
What is that?
Fraggle stick car.
Well, I heard you. Fraggle stick car, fine.
Exactly. I'm just like, all right, fine.
All right, Fraggle stick car.
So, definitely leave the comments down below. We want to try to create a community where we can, have back and forth discussion, and, bring those comments up on there. But they some of them need to be a little more, let's
descriptive.
Well, and if some of these are actually meant to be abbreviations, we're old, right? Like, we're,
I don't know.
I don't get all of them, right, guys? You gotta spell some of those out for me.
Treat us like you're talking to your parents, okay?
Right? But we definitely do appreciate it, as well as everybody who is subscribed to the channel, both all of the newer subscribers we've been getting lately, as well as everybody who's been here with us since the beginning. Definitely do appreciate it. If you have made it with us this far, I'm hoping that videos, look at the time there, it's not that damn long. I'll probably cut it down a little bit. Consider giving this video a like. He's going to show you where. There. Okay. Go there where he's pointing. Like, subscribe to the channel for all more content coming in regards to the whole James Gunn, DCU, the Elseworlds, as well as the Marvel content we've got. And click the little bell and all that stuff so you get notified. I know it's a lot, guys, but this is why we do it at the ending, right? We don't want to bombard you with all this in the beginning. So, Mantis, anything else to say?
Yeah, can't wait to see this this new flick. I will be watching it. I don't know if I'll go and see it in theaters. I may. I don't know. It just depends how the first couple of critics, kind of review it. What I tend to do is I'll see a couple of different views on the thing and see if it's good. If it ends up being really good, then I may actually pay money to go watch it. So we'll see. Hopefully it ends up being good.
Well, it also depends what it's releasing with, right? Like, we don't have that problem right now, but like, I know next year we're going to have a lot of movies releasing really close to each other. So there's going to be limits on what I go see. I don't know when this one's actually set yet to release. I don't know if they've said.
October 4th.
Okay, October 4th. I don't know. Well, I guess I should have said if anything else is releasing in that time frame. If not,
fall is usually kind of weird. There, I think
it can. One other thing I forgot, guys. I promise this is the last thing. Definitely check out Mantis if you are interested in gaming. Mantis does have a new gaming channel, Mantis Toboggan Gaming, out, where he is currently he is streaming Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, as well as, if you do not catch the streams, there are videos that he posts of the gameplay footage. They're up there on that channel. So definitely go check that out, because it's entertaining. It's a good game as well. So I would definitely go check that out if you like gaming and you are a fan.
Yeah, if you're lazy and you want to do this while you're working, like I tend to do, I'll put on a YouTube video while I'm working. Come check out the video recaps. It's the gameplay. I cut out all the stuff where I'm just kind of sitting there doing nothing. Check those out, put it on in the background. If you want interaction, which we love, come to YouTube when I'm streaming it, or to Twitch. And we can interact, talk about the game, talk about whatever, hang out.
And I will link all of that down below. I promise, guys. I know I'm really bad about that. I'm working on getting better. It's my mid New Year's resolution.
I'm working on trying to get this new camera to work because I got this new camera and I don't know if this is going off on another tangent. We can save it for another thing. I've been trying to work on this camera to get it to work.
Back into the video, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this damn camera to work with my streaming setup. So that's why I've kind of been slacking on it. So I've got this new thing. I got this new camera and I'm trying to get it to work. So that's why I haven't been fucking with it. Sorry.
But also, if you're just picking up the gaming from this video here, you've got several hours worth of content already to go watch. You got plenty, all right? So by the time he figures out all of his technical issues there, maybe you'll have been caught up by then. So definitely go check that out, guys. And until then, we will catch you on the next one.
Later.